So, I can show you that because that's what that looks like, and that is what that looks like. That's police and thieves, Antagonizations, like basically that. It's not that hard to figure that out because you're not trying to find out if homeless people belong out on the streets or not, because they don't belong out on the streets, and you're not trying to find out if they have what it takes to be out on the streets, because that's not the meaning of anybody's antagonizations, to find out if homeless people have what it takes to be out on the streets. That's not real life. And so police and thieves, there it is. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. So I feel like we're talking about economics, and what I can tell you is that I've never made a $20,000 mistake in my life. I've never taken out a home loan. I've never taken out a bank loan. So I really think of myself as having a certain amount of freedom, because I when it comes to economics and finances, that you could talk about my finances in the side of my homelessness, and you could lose sight of what's going on. You know what I mean? Which you wouldn't want to do. For instance, that homeless people, we don't want a different set of rules when it comes to economics. How much do you think a new car costs me if I'm a homeless person? It costs me about $25,000, $35,000. So you don't think that a homeless person pays that much money for a new car? A homeless person pays the same amount of money for a new car as you do. So what kind of a world is a homeless person supposed to be living in? You see what I mean? And so you don't want to lose sight of this thing just because you're talking about my finances in the context of a conversation about a homeless person. What is it? What is the topic? It was $10 with overdraft fees. They got me like, however many times for my $10 overdraw. You know what I mean? And so homeless people could get stuck, with this and that. But what is it? What is it that we're stuck with right now? That was $10 from Bank of America. You know what I mean? That was $40 because I wrote a check for my girlfriend's birthday party to the entertainers, but I didn't know if I was going to clear that check. But I still wanted to just try and see if I could get that $40 to the entertainers at my girlfriend's birthday party, etc. And so, are we talking about homeless people's finances in this conversation? Why? I don't know anybody. I've never taken out a bank loan. You know what I mean? I've never taken out a bank loan. I've never taken out a home loan. I've never taken out a car loan for an automobile. You know what I mean? I think the most I've ever owed anybody in my life is what these financial mistakes look like. And it's like $10, or I think the biggest mistake that I ever made, financial mistake, was $40. That's if that didn't clear. And if it's not that one, then it's probably a $10 mistake. You see what I mean? I don't know if we're talking about homeless people's finances or not, but we're certainly talking about mine, right? Homeless people are not these people who have no experience with ethics. And if you get into that part of the discussion, you're going to make 100% certain that you're not just going to hurt yourself. You see what I mean? Because responsibility, social responsibility, has a lot to do with a reputation in this world sometimes. If I don't make a certain amount of sense, like under a subject like ethics or morality, then my girlfriend is going to take off and she's going to leave me. She's going to walk right out that door. You see what I mean? And I've known this since I was 16 years old, and I've been passing tests this whole time. And so How could you be talking about homeless people passing tests and talk about how society is number one at failing tests when it comes to responsibility with ethics and morality? I remember what it's like because I used to have a place of my own. And what you do is you kind of think to yourself, no, this is the story about me paying all this rent and the girls are coming over to my place to see me. And so if my friend needs a place to stay, like, what's his explanation of being in need, right? What's his explanation of putting me in this situation, right? But you need to take your mind off of that, because you will find that it matters to you personally if you succeed or fail at these things in your own life. And that's the way it works out. You know, like when it comes to this subject with women, we need to stop trying to turn it around. We need to stop trying to turn it around, because you do not have the right to participate in a woman's life just because she is a humanitarian, and tell her what to do and what not to do when it comes to doing this and that as a humanitarian. Because when it comes time for this woman to walk right out that door, if you're self-centered, then she's going to leave. And if you try to stop her, then you go to jail. You see what I mean? It's not this one we're telling ourselves this is not real life. It's still real life. When you talk about these circumstances, this is not people participating in the life of a woman that believes in Jesus Christ. You see what I mean? And you need to remember that this is not about these people participating in the life of a woman that believes in Jesus Christ. Because those ethics that we keep thinking about are the solution to the problem of homelessness. In the same way that woman believes in Jesus Christ is a part of the solution to the problem of homelessness herself, what we're looking for is the solution.